You plant a bowie this deep in somebody's leg from coming in, no matter how it is, you got to pull it out. It ain't pretty.
It's going to be a big wound.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here with Tim Anderson, and he just taught an amazing class today, Tomahawk and Knife. Tim, tell me about your discipline. Tell me about your art, because we're looking at a whole bunch of really big knives and cool tomahawks right now. And honestly, I've never learned any of this stuff before. It was my first time in it as well. But where does this stuff come from?
What we do is, it's part of what's a buddy of mine, Steve Huff, runs, School of Two Swords. It was handed down to him from Colonel Dwight McLemore. Do I need to look at you?
No, I would say look at the camera, look at me. It's all good.
Yeah, that's all right. And this stuff comes from the books and the research that the Colonel did over the years, and the books he's written on the Tomahawk, the Bowie knife, the Big Knife, and the systems that he dealt with and researched, whether it was the American Indian, European, could be Spanish, and all of these influences like this. What we did over the last couple of days was just, I took you through the beginner level, the beginnings with the strikes, whether it's the 1 through 8, 1 through 9, with the Tomahawk, the Bowie, Big Knife. Most people hear the word Bowie. So when you think Big Knife, you also think Bowie knife.
Something like this.
But yeah, there's still a little bit of a difference between them. We won't really get into that. But yeah, there's a difference between what we call just the regular big Bowie, or Bowie, excuse me, and Big Knife, because a Bowie has a specific design to it. And then the Colonel's books is what we follow when it comes to the art itself and how we teach the curriculum for it. I run School of Two Swords Infinity, which I do the Bowie, Tomahawk, kukri, and some of the other weapons, and empty hands, combatives. But what we did this weekend was built upon what the Colonel had taught, and when I worked with him years ago, and with Steve. We did footwork, catering to what the books teach with that, the angles the Colonel taught. And then we give in a little flavor of what we have done, because Colonel always wanted us to teach what he taught us, but also teach how we teach and teach what we know. So that's how we, do upon that.
Yeah, it was a really, really good class, and actually an element of your teaching style that I like so much, Tim, is that day 2, it was definitely more free form, and I liked how you said, hey, in combat you're not going to have a choreography, you're not going to have 1, 2, 3 technique. It's going to kind of just be you. It's up to you, right? And what was do you remember the saying you told me about how like it only exists in the moment?
Oh, technique. I mean, I was taught that years ago. I always ask people what the definition of technique is, or what definition of a technique or whatever. And I even did this out of Steve Fix when I was out there at Davenridge teaching, when we did the kukri and the Irish stick. And I did the same thing with the Irish stick. It's technique is born in the moment of combat, period. And then once it's born, it's gone. Because what you do in training is tools, whether it's jab, cross, hook, uppercut, or 1 through 9 with the Bowie, 1 through 9 with whatever. And you build upon those tools and you use them in combat. So that's where that technique comes in. And if you throw a jab, well, the only way the jab comes again is if you throw it again, it's gone. Same way with the technique with a Bowie. If I swing that Bowie, well, if I take this Bowie and I've done this, well, then I've moved from one technique to another. That technique's gone. It might be the same technique again, but guess what? It's born in that moment, it's gone. And we just start from there. And we teach, that's how I teach. Not all my guys teach like that, and I don't say it's right or it's wrong. It's just a concept that works for me. And Tom Sodas taught me that years ago.
Well, like in terms of Tomahawk and Bowie, do you think that this is something that may have theoretically been used on the frontier, this style of fighting?
Oh yes, oh yeah.
Really?
Steve, especially when Steve and Doc and him do it, and others. Oh yeah, because that's what the frontier's been carried. They carried a big knife because Bowies didn't come around for a certain period of time. You know, when you move here in the 1700s, early 1800s or whatever, before even Jim Bowie or any of them were even born, you still had big knife. You still had knives. You still had tomahawks and everything, because the influence either comes from the Indians that are here or European. You know, all the settlers had their own way of combat before they got here. You know, whether it's sword, buckler, whatever, you know, like I said, but all these things are viable. You could be hunting, you could be fishing, you could be farming. Somebody's going to come in and attack. You could be out in the woods doing something. Somebody's going to attack. So yes, they had systems. They may not have had martial arts schools or things like that. So what they, you know, they used what they knew, and then the stuff grew from there.
That's really, really cool. And I, as a combatives practitioner and a knife instructor myself, we deal with a lot of the smaller tactical knives.
Yeah, my favorite.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
Yes, yes.
This was such a cool departure from what we normally do because even though this didn't feel like, I don't know, a karate class or anything like that, or a taekwondo class, it felt like combatives, but with weapons such as the tomahawk and something this big. It didn't feel like there was a lot of choreography or dance or anything like that. Mm-hmm. It was, how do you do as much damage with these weapons as possible without dying? Right. And that is something, with Applied Defense Concepts, our school, that is an ethos that we train with all the time. It is not about necessarily carrying on a lineage, but more about how effective this is. Right. But this is a historical art still. This is still something that was, from the Colonel, and then from wherever he derived it from as well.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, and like I said, my buddy Steve Huff is who the Colonel left everything to when it comes to that with School of Two Swords, and we work with these things and continue to work with him. It's great to carry on his lineage and everything with it. When people ask about the historical or the combative, whatever it is, the Colonel, we watched this. We watched, it was one of the last times I was down there. And we watched, there's a scene in this movie called The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right, I've seen it.
And it's the last scene in that movie where him and, I can't remember the actor's name, and which one had the bowie, which one had a tomahawk. That's what it looks like. It's not pretty. It's not, he plants that in the back and pulls him back. He plants a bowie in the leg or whatever, pulls it back. That's what it looked like. It was nothing pretty about it. Mm. Colonel was like, watch this, boy. And so we sat down and watched that scene over and over again.
The Colonel watched that with you guys?
Oh, yeah. Well, me and the Colonel. The last time I went down to his house, he was still in Surrey at the time before they moved and everything. And it was the last time I saw the Colonel. And we watched, and I'd asked him, he said, oh, I've seen that movie. So we popped it in. We went to that last scene. We probably watched that thing 15 times in a row because it's a violent scene.
Yes.
But it's a depiction of, in a way, of how a fight like that would take place. Snow everywhere, cold water. I mean, it was rough. And that's the way that this is a brute art. I mean, you plant a bowie this deep in somebody's leg from coming in, no matter how it is, you got to pull it out. It ain't pretty.
It's going to be a big wound.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, you have a lot more respect of how damaging something like a tomahawk will be after taking a class like this. Because I know a lot of guys that carry tomahawks or have a tactical tomahawk or whatever. It's in their bug out bag or whatever. They have this tomahawk. Never trained on it. They assume. I mean, maybe it's true. It's not that hard to plant it into somebody. However, knowing how to do it fast and knowing how to target specific parts of the body, that's something I learned in here today. And there were techniques even what you were showing with deployment. Starting off like right here and having to actually extend it out.
Yeah, how we use the leg.
Use the leg and pop it out.
Yeah, once you pull it out,
That's so cool, and I think a lot of people don't know how to do that. They don't even know that it exists. So it was a great class, Tim.
Sure.
Where can people please tell everybody what the name of your school is again, what you teach, because you're obviously going to be having your new site up and everything very, very soon. So how do people find you?
I'll be with School of Two Swords Infinity. This is a subsidiary. You can go to the main website of School of Two Swords. You can see Doc's portfolio, John, Steve's, Roberto down in Mexico, Kyle Rowling, the guy I tell you about, my buddy, he's over in Australia. You can see the instructors, Tim, Zicky, different things like it, what aspect they bring to it, and different things like that. But what I'm going to be doing, so I didn't mean to get stuttery, I'll be doing bowie and tomahawk curriculums, but I'll be teaching mainly like the kukri. I'll be doing my version of the Irish stick from Ken, empty hands and combatives, and the blade, the way I teach blade, that. And so I'll be doing the entire curriculum, but my aspect besides this right here is mainly I teach a lot of kukri, a lot of folder, a lot of knife, dagger, and empty hands. I just love combatives. Stephen in my joke, if he ever sees this, they've told me I got to start doing more with the historical research aspect of it because it's not my big thing, but I enjoy it. I can't wait to be able to do it full time where I can get out and do more because at this stage of my life, I love teaching. I enjoy it. I enjoy it more than anything, and being able to give information and try to get it across where people can have fun doing it, understanding it, and remembering it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I love the Bowie, I love the Tomahawk, love the Kukri.
Yeah.
I'm starting to love the Irish stick, and I love what I did with Ken and them, and Steve and Doc and them are like brothers to me, and so I like to try to carry on what I can, and so I created School of Two Swords Infinity, so I can continue the combative aspect and some of the other stuff.
That's awesome. Guys, keep a lookout on his schedule. I'm going to be placing his website up on the description as soon as it's live, so that way you can see when Tim is going to be teaching and where, because he is going to be traveling. He might be near you, or you can visit us at the UCC in Norfolk, because he's going to be teaching here semi-frequently. If you guys are interested in historical combat, please check out our historical combat channel, Ludus Ferozia. And if you are into modern self-defense, personal protection in combat, please check out our other channel, Applied Defense Concepts. You're probably watching this video on either one of them, but we do both. But Tim, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you. Hope I was all right. This ain't done
This
interview in
is
a
great.
long time,
This is
man.
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't done an interview in a long time.
We cannot wait to
man.
train with
Thank
you, man.
I hope so. I appreciate it.
We can't wait to train with you again. So this is great. All right, that's all I got. See you guys next time.